Okay, everyone. This is one sec. Okay, and I think I'm still sharing screen here. This is just a short video to help you uh, figure out where you would look for and check on sources, news sources, for our monthly Media Climate Change Observatory, the MeCCO monthly counts. And there's something it's a good idea to do routinely. In this case, I think we should do it every probably quarter at the outside, maybe twice a year, once every 6 months or so. Um, but I'm logged in, so you would want to log into your NexisUni. I'm logged in through the University of Colorado Boulder as a proxy server through my account with CU Boulder, as we have here. But you'd log in at your university, or if you have access, or if you've got access through CU, log in through that way through the libraries. I've also logged into my own. Well, where is it here? I don't see it at the moment. I've also logged into my own researcher account here with it through CU Libraries. So it's got my history here. You can see I've got, they're searching for a source there, but you can see it's got some of my searches there. What I'm going to do for you to look at your sources, I'm going to give you an example using U.S. television news sources, but it's whatever news sources you count monthly. What you'd want to do is go over here to the sources. Once you're logged in, make sure you're logged in, go over to sources, and then type in the name of the sources that you have. And it's a good idea to check these every once in a while. I'm going to look for search within sources. I'm not entering search terms here because I'm not trying to do a monthly count. I'm trying to search within sources. And I want to find, for instance, ABC News. And let's see what ABC News transcripts is what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to search for ABC News transcripts and do the search. And what it should show is the results over here, ABC News transcripts. And I'm going to click on these little hamburger button, the three dots, and get more information. And what I'm looking for here is to see when is it that it was discontinued, or is it still going on? And we're trying to verify that we still indeed have this news source being scraped by NexisUni. And here it looks like publisher is American Broadcasting Companies, from coverage from November 79 through current. So this is still being cataloged by NexisUni, and that's good. That's what we're looking for here, is if it's been still being cataloged. Let me try another one. So now I've checked my ABC News. I know that one's doing fine. Oops, I want to search within sources. Let's see here. I want to do CNN. Let's see here. I don't want to do CNN.com. I want to do CNN. CNN.com has a bunch of so it's CNN transcripts, because I'm doing television transcripts here. I want to go for that and not the CNN.com for me. So I'm going to look, is CNN transcripts still being, get more information, still being cataloged by NexisUni? It sure is, 1990 through current. So that's great. Now I'm gonna take you to one that I've had zero counts at for a while, and we don't want just necessarily zero counts. Zero counts are fine if it's an actual zero count, but what we're really looking for is it a true zero? Because if it's not, if it's just no longer being cataloged, if it's no longer through current as your source and it's been discontinued, then what that does is it throws off our counts. It throws off the denominator over how many articles per how many news sources that we have. And if this is no longer a news source, we need to document that. So I'm going to go to one that I know have had zero counts at for a while. Let me see here, MSNBC. And I'm going to search for MSNBC because I've had zero counts at MSNBC for a bit. And I'm going to look for, where is MSNBC? It's got something here. Good. Again, go to the three little dots, the hamburger, get more information. And looky here. November 1, coverage 99 through June 20th of 2023. So it's no longer being cataloged by NexisUni. That's an important thing. This is where I would note this. I would send an email to Olivia Pearman, myself, and Max Boykoff, and say, on our counts, maybe every quarter or once every 6 months, this source is no longer being cataloged. It would end at this date. And so what I've done is I've gone to my I'm going to stop sharing here and go to a different share. I've gone to, I keep notes about these kinds of things monthly anyway, but I also went to my spreadsheet, and let me pause recording for a second here and pull up my spreadsheet. So give me 1 second. Okay, and I'm sharing my spreadsheet here. This is the one that I do for tracking monthly counts of U.S. television coverage. And you see I've got sources in here, and I've had 0 counts in here for a while. You can see there's nothing in here for counts at the moment. But what I did is I went in and I said MSNBC, and I typed in a note, discontinued June 20th, 2023. And that comes from the source on NexisUni that said coverage was through June 20th of 2023. And I did that for both of these. Then I made sure I deleted my 0 counts from June 20th, 2023 onward, because those aren't true 0 counts. And then I'm going to send a note to Olivia and to Max and say MSNBC and NBC are no longer being covered by NexisUni as of June 20th, 2023. Just wanted you to know. That's what we're looking for y'all to do as you find sources for your counting sources, and to do these checks every so often, sometime between quarterly and once every 6 months or so, to check on sources. Okay, that's it. Thank you. And thanks again for your work with the MeCCO project. I mean, it's a huge project. It's a really valuable resource for people worldwide, and we just appreciate you all volunteering your time to work on this project. Thanks.